Also, why I go to my leasing office today to renew my lease and they was telling me how my rent is going to increase by like $600.
Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we'll be talking about rent prices are going so high. So people now are going homeless. So I'll put the videos together so that you watch and learn. I'll be back to share my 2 cents.
Okay, Southern California. Tap in with me. How do you guys pay for rent, mortgage out here? I want to know. How do you guys afford to live here in Southern California? Because I'm currently searching right now to move and the prices are insane.
Hot take, and I'm not judging because I literally was in this situation like a few months ago. I cannot fathom paying $1,000 a month to live with 3 other people. It literally bothers me that rent prices have gotten so insane that you're gonna pay $4 grand for a tiny ass unit. So like, for example, the situation I was in was I graduated college, I got a full-time job. It was downtown, and so there wasn't a lot of options, and I couldn't afford to live by myself. So I had to live with like 3 other college students. I paid $1,000 to live with 3 girls. Keep in mind, our unit was tiny. I could not fit like literally anything in my room. I was like crammed. I've learned like how to be a minimalist now because like I had no room in that apartment. My walking pad was like literally right next to my bed. Like there was no privacy. But I'm just not understanding like how people are graduating college and like moving out on their own, trying to be independent, trying to like stream away from their parents. And you're gonna tell me that it costs $1,000 to live with 3 other people. So obviously, if I didn't live with 3 other people, I'd be paying $2,000 in rent. $2,000. Keep in mind that that doesn't include any other bill you have, on top of the fact that that is literally like half of what you make. The math like doesn't make sense in my brain. And the fact that now I live in a lot less busy area and the rent is still expensive as fuck. I don't live anywhere near where I go to school. I drive there every day and the rent is still fucking ass crack expensive. When I moved into this apartment, we didn't even have a washer and dryer. Like, what do you mean? Like, and this is not me being a brat, like, get fucking better rent prices. No wonder people are living in their parents' basement. Like, this is why.
It sucks, but people are really drowning right now. Looking at the comments for my video about rent prices was like honestly depressing. You know, it's so many people out there that are in these situations, these circumstances where they can't afford their rent. Like some of the prices that people were saying for the square footage that they were getting is insane. And I think this tells us one thing, that a lot of people are struggling financially. And let this be a reminder that you should take what you see on social media with a grain of salt. Somebody just got a new car, they, going on vacations. It's not to say that people can't afford to do these things right now, but just take it with a grain of salt because most likely they're struggling, they're drowning too. I've even seen people comment down below saying like, oh, should we still be paying 50-50? Should it be the man 100%? And hey, I may tell you a joke, but I'll never tell you a lie, man. 2 incomes is more than one, especially during these times. Comment down below what your rent prices are in your city because people need to see that this is all over. It's not just where you're at. And most importantly, God.
I don't know if y'all saw that article where it talked about over 70,000 evictions have been filed in Atlanta, Georgia from this year, January, up until like now. And it just, 1, made me grateful that I'm here surviving, but 2, it also made me realize like a lot of people are struggling behind closed doors and it's just rough for everybody. Everybody's penny pinching, everybody's, denying themselves certain luxuries. Like it's really, really hard out here and who knows when it's gonna get better. I was talking to my friend and I was like asking her what she thought about it because she did leasing, and she was saying like there really does need to be some rental control here in Atlanta just alone, where it's just like a 1-bedroom 600 square feet it's costing like $1,900 and people are being forced to pay it, and your safety is being questioned because it's just like if I do take the whatever is the cheaper apartments now, which the cheaper apartments shit they ain't too cheaper priced than the luxury apartments. So it just made me realize like, damn, like we're really living in some harsh times and it sucks to be an adult around this time because it's like, damn, like you can't do anything out here. You can't find a car, can't find a decent job, you can't pay your wages. It's just like, it's always something. So it's hard to stay positive when people are going through rough times like this, because I'm like, damn, if it's 72,000 evictions that's been happening since the beginning of this year, where are people gonna go? Atlanta is only about this big, so where are people going to relocate to? You know, your credit is fucked up. Like it's so sad, and maybe because of the weather. And I heard that, like, I'm just feeling very darkish and grayish today, even though I want to be in a happy mood. But it just made me realize, like, I'm very thankful that I'm able to afford my lifestyle and everything that comes with it. I can't think of anything that I would want to get rid of to save me some money. And it's like, okay, if I get rid of my Netflix subscription, I'm saving what, $12 a month? It's just, it just wouldn't make any sense. So I don't know. I want to really say a quick prayer for, like, those people that are going through those rough times and being evicted. And people lack empathy. Everybody thinks, like, oh yeah, people just weren't paying their rent and buying Nike shoes. Everybody's situation wasn't like that. When you're in the hole, you'd be surprised how quickly you can become 1 month, 2 months, 3 months behind. Then you have credit cards, student loan debt. Like, it's so much. Now student loans are about to resume. Like, it's like, what do you want people to do? And so now people are choosing, like, okay, car note or my rent. I need some place to stay. Like, it's really, really, really sad. I don't know. I think people are saying, like, oh, well, because of Biden and what Biden has done. And again, I don't know. I feel we're just going to leave that topic for another day. But something has to be done. And I think people are so against government assistance. But at times like this, it's really needed. People want to be like, oh, you know, you shouldn't be on government assistance and no food stamps and no Section 8, no EBT. How do you expect people to survive? The people that don't even want to do that anyways, they don't want to be on Section 8. They don't want to get food stamps. But what are they going to do, starve? Because they don't want to get government assistance? So anyways, it was just saddening hearing all that, because I'm like, damn, families are really being displaced. And there's this narrative like people don't want to work. But it's not that people don't want to work. These jobs aren't really hiring. They're putting it that they're hiring people, but they're not. They'd rather work the 2 or 3 loyal people in the company and have them do the job of 8. And yeah, the people have to just stick it out because they need to pay their rent. Either way, it's just sad. And I think I really want to do a prayer, not only for myself, but for the people that
The apartment's starting to act like HOAs and gated communities, and I'm getting sick of it. Trying to give everything an extra fee, 1 car per unit. Trash valet pickup that's $30, and the nigga don't even pick up the trash like that no more. Feel like these rules are run by a Karen in the suburbs. They be trying to charge you for everything just for existing. The walls be thin, roof be leaking, laundry machines be broken. They want to hit you with community guidelines, but you can't even hang a wreath on the door. The grass been dead since February. Pool has been cleaned in 3 months. They want to act like HOAs so bad, but don't even give the HOAs benefits. At least let me sit in meetings. Can't do that. At least let me ask questions. Can't do that. At least let me vote. Can't do that either. They expect you to pay and obey. They want to do all of that and still want to charge you $16, $17, $2,000 a month. I will be fine if my base rent was $750, $800. Then I wouldn't say nothing. Because why am I paying a mortgage and acting like a mortgage, acting like I'm living in HOA, acting like it's a community, acting like all these things? But I got to sign a lease every 6 months, you're going to keep increasing it.
That's a video, guys. I'm just here also to share my true sense, like what I think about today's video. Okay, the the rain prices has become more expensive but and very impossible to ignore. So, and people are literally going homeless because of this. This is not far off issue. It's happening in every city, every neighborhood. It's affecting people from all walks of life. You don't need to be unemployed or struggling with substance abuse to end up on the street anymore. All it takes is one bad month, one emergency, one missed paycheck, and suddenly your life is spilling and the roof over your head is gone. What's crazy is how normalized this has become. We are seeing landlords ask for high rents for places that have not been renovated in decades. Mold in bathroom, broken heater, no washer or dryer doesn't matter. They still want more money than most people make in a month. And don't get me even started on application fees, deposit background, checks, and you already have like a lot on your head, you're struggling, and now you have to pay just to be considered. It's exhausting and tiresome. And while all this is happening, wages have not caught up. People are working full time, sometimes jangling on multiple jobs, and they still can't afford a place to live. How does that make sense? It's like the system is designed to keep people one step away from losing everything. The cost of living has gone up, but earnings have started basically the same. I've said basically the same. There's this huge gap and it's swallowing people whole. What's heartbreaking is that it's not just single adults anymore. It's families. Kids are sleeping in cars. Moms are trying to keep things together while hoping with the babies. Young people are giving up on moving out because it's simply not possible to live independently anymore. And when people can't find affordable housing, they are forced into dangerous, unstable situations. People stay in toxic relationships, unsafe neighborhoods, or overfilled apartments just to avoid sleeping outside. There is also the stigma around homelessness that needs to stop. People assume that if you're on the street, you have done something wrong. People, that's simply not true. The reality is housing is become a luxury. It should be a chance, a basic human right. The system is broken. It rewards people who have already property and punishes those who don't. And when rent prices rise without rise or regulation, it's always the average person who pays the price. Landlords and developers keep building luxury apartments no one can afford, while affordable housing just vanishes. Cities claim to care, but their solutions are usually temporary shelters that can't accommodate the real volume of people need. It's like putting a band aid on a deep wound. We need long term sustainable solutions, land control, fair housing policies, better wages. These are not radical ideas. They're just basic to keep people safe and secure. And honestly, it's time for us to start speaking up more. This is not just about the individual survival anymore, it's a collective crisis. We need to hold local leaders accountable. We need to challenge greedy real estate prices. We need to support organizations fighting for housing justice. And we need to be there for each other. No one should have to choose between food and rent. No one should be working 40 hours a week and still sleeping in a car. We have to stop treating this like a normal thing. This housing crisis is not okay. It's not just bad luck, it's a result of bad policy, greedy and silence, but we keep pushback. We can tell stories, we can vote for change, and we can also remind people in power that everyone deserves a place to call home, because a society that lets its people sleep on the street while buildings sit empty is a society that has lost the soul. So if you're watching this video and you're struggling, know that you're not alone. It's you have been priced out, pushed out, or forced into hard choices. Your story matters. If you're doing okay, now the time to speak up and fight for those who are not. This is about all of us, because at the end of the day, housing is not a luxury, it's a necessity, and it's time we start treating it that way. Okay, so a lot of people are coming now on TikTok saying they are homeless. They've been evicted from their houses because they can't afford to pay rent anymore. And let me tell you one crazy thing about landlords. You can be paying so good, you can stay in this house for 9 years, but that month when it comes and you don't pay them, they'll do whatever they want to do to you. They're going to treat you like you are not paying good, or you've been giving her advance. They don't even appreciate that. Okay, they won't even give you some excuses. They'll just tell you to get out of their house because you can't afford to pay it. Okay, and people have no options. Others have cars, they're able to sleep in their cars, but what if you don't even have a car? People are going on the street, living the street. It's not like those people, they're not working hard. They've been work hard the whole life, and it's just how crazy they just got themselves in those situations. Okay, it's not like everyone in the streets, they didn't work hard, they're lazy, they don't want to work. No, these people have been working hard, but the system is designed for you to fail. So the system has failed them. Okay, so people, like, they've been saying a lot of stuff like, okay, if you're sleeping in the car, you know, people are doing 2 jobs, 3 jobs, but they're still not getting enough money. Okay, it's not easy out there at this point. People are trying so hard. They have three jobs for them to have a roof on their head. So I saw one guy was saying, "No, I'm living in a car. I can't afford rent at this point. I'm trying, I'm working." And you know how dangerous it can be, especially for women. If you sleep in the car, you don't know who's going to come for you. You may get raped, you may get a lot of stuff. You don't know who's coming to attack you at this point. Okay, so you're just living in fear, and it's so heartbreaking to see people how they're trying to survive. people just People just want to live at they want to live at one moment. Okay, and the system is just on their neck. They don't want to let them go. And other people have been moving to these other countries because of how the system is designed. They are tired, they don't want to function, they just want to live freely. So they've left their houses and go back to countries like in Africa, Asia, in different countries. Okay, so thank you for watching, guys.